Welcome to this special edition of Spring Football on the Green Wave Report from on SI Tulane. I'm Doug Joubert. The Green Wave Report is a weekly rundown of stories we put together, analysis of what went on and what you can expect later in the week from on SI Tulane, part of the Sports Illustrated Network. Now, if you like what we produce each week, we'd appreciate it if you'd like our stories and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps us in knowing what you like and what you don't like. Today, day 9 of spring football for the Tulane program. A comfortable, mostly cloudy morning in Yulman Stadium. Every now and then the sun would peek out from behind the cloud cover the way it is right now, making it a little bit warmer. Again, humidity is up there, but not near as humid as midweek was. Well over 50 recruit possibilities and their families were in Yulman Stadium for this Easter Saturday practice. Close to 100 family members were up on the shady side of the stands in Yulman, here to watch their young men watch the Tulane practice session. Some good news today. Last year's breakout running back, Jamari McClure, was participating in spring practice for the first time since off-season shoulder surgery. Hold on, don't get ahead of me. No pads, no contact, but it was still good to see McClure get non-contact reps with the offense early in practice. During special team drills, we got to see St. Martin graduate Cooper Helmke work on field goals for the first time. He's competed for the starting place kicker role for this year after an injury-plagued freshman year uptown. He had a 35-yard attempt block. Can't blame him for that, poor edge blocking. But the next one, the freshman nailed a 48-yard field goal with pressure that sailed through the uprights and halfway into the stands. The field goal received oohs and ahs from the people on the sideline. Today we've got interviews with head coach Will Hall, wide receivers Anthony Brown-Stevens and Destyn Hill, along with linebacker Chris Rogers.
Right now, if it's a running period, the offense is kind of wins the drill. If it's a pass period, the defense kind of wins the drill. That's kind of been the way. That was the way it was too. Well, that's the way it was this week, from Tuesday to today. The first period on Tuesday, the first period today, it was kind of more of an offense period, and then so we got to get a little better in pass pro, and then we got to get a little bit more firm in the middle on our own defense, versus the run. But we're moving in the right direction. We're 9 days in. We've tackled a lot. I think we've got a physical football team. I like the progression of the quarterbacks, and I do think we're going to be able to run the football and create some explosives. I like our tight ends. I really like our linebackers right now. I like the depth of our secondary. We got to be more firm against the run on defense, and we got to pass pro just a little bit better on offense. Those will be the two big points of emphasis going down the stretch right here.
You said this week you have installed everything you wanted to install up to this moment. And so from now on, from a yeoman's point of view, so I apologize.
Yeah.
So from now on, you're just practicing what you've installed?
Yeah, we kind of know who we are now. We've got everything installed. We've thrown it all at them through 9 days. So these last 2 weeks, what I've told our coaching staff is we've got 6 more opportunities to have shoulder pads on with these kids until fall camp. So whatever can be accomplished in only T-shirt and shorts, save that for the summer. Anything we need to do that has to have shoulder pads on, let's make sure that's our emphasis for these last 6 days, because it's our last 6 opportunities to use it. My big point of emphasis, like I said, will be being thicker versus the run in the box on defense, and then being, pass protecting better in known pass situations on offense probably.
You said Chris Rogers made a heck of a play this past Thursday that shows the elite kind of linebacker he could be.
Oh, yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about Chris?
Extremely physical, extremely fast, was a freak in high school, playing both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. He's kin to LP Spence, and for people that know LP, he's one of the greatest high school athletes to ever come out of Mississippi, out of Corinth, and had some injuries that derailed his career. But Chris, man, is just a dynamic player. He's become a dynamic leader, too. Like, he's really gotten better at understanding his impact with everybody around him. But he's extremely physical and just a talented young man. Like, he could play running back,
Yeah. On the offensive side, 2 guys we're going to be talking to today will be Anthony Brown-Stevens and Destyn Hill. That's who he's asked for.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the contrast of those 2 guys? It's like,
Yeah, 2 dynamic guys. Both have really, really good skill sets. Both are really fluid athletes that can change a direction. AB's been with me now for a year. Really know him and what he's about. He's a tough sucker, man. Like he ain't afraid to mix it up. He's good in special teams. He's a guy that you got to get the ball to him and get it in his hands. We will over these last 2 weeks as we're game planning more of what we are. And then Fat, Destyn Hill, he goes by Fat with an F, not a PH.
Not a PH.
And he just an intense worker. Wakes up every day with success on his mind. Wants to be great. He's another guy, that we'll game plan for each week to make sure we get the ball. And he's really smooth. We're working on him, creating more space on the sideline with him and the quarterback and just getting on the same page with the quarterbacks. And that's going to happen over these last 2 weeks and throughout the summer. But I love both of them. They work every day. They're driven. And I think they really can give us some things on the edge. When people load the box on the run, it's hard to play both of them one-on-one.
What do you feel like are your strengths?
I feel like when I got the ball in my hands, I'm able to get loose. I feel like I'm special with the ball in my hands. I'm a smart player. I can be physical, things like that.
Areas you want to work on?
Everything. I can't really just say one thing. I say everything.
Now, Coach said you've developed some leadership skills. You're taking more of a role. Where's that come from?
Just being the older guy in the room, it comes with experience, and if you're doing the right thing, the younger guy's gonna follow after.
You liking your skills, Devontae Adams? Anybody else you like as a kid growing up?
I watched a lot of Tavon Austin. I watched a lot of Marshawn Lynch, even though I'm a receiver, but I just like his mentality when it comes to football. Yes, sir. AP. I watched a lot of running backs growing up. Yes, sir.
You run like a running back.
I do?
Oh God! When you get the ball, dude, I don't want to be in your way.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
What kind of relationship you have with your famous Uncle John?
Very close. We talk every now and then, check up on the kids. He checks up on me. He's a regular uncle.
Any kind of singing in your background?
Oh no, that passed over me. That passed way over me.
Anthony, what is the wildest sporting day you had? I mean, like 6 touchdowns, 5 home runs, 50 points in basketball. What was your best moment, even going back to youth, that you had in a game?
In Pee Wee, I had 4 touchdowns in one game. That's what I can remember. I'd just be running back and forth through the whole field and then get vertical. When they say just go north and south, I was on east, west, north, and south.
Why is this offense, I know you're coming from the SEC, why is this offense a good fit for you?
I just think Coach Hall and Coach Callaway, they putting together a great offense. It's built for playmakers, and that's what I want to be a part of.
You see a big difference in 25 to 26?
As far as the culture, offense, offense a little bit. It got all offenses got kind of the same structure, but we all this offense has its own touch, and look forward to seeing it.
Basketball, track background, how does that translate to what you do?
I ain't really play basketball, but track.
Okay.
I ran track since middle school, and it translates a bunch. I advise all football players to run track.
You had 9 grabs against Charlotte, almost 100 yards. What do you remember about that day?
I don't know, just me and Jake was just clicking that day, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What about the addition of Destyn to this team? How does that change the way the receiver core is now built?
It changes a lot. We always want, if we could have 5 playmakers on the field at a time, we could, but it always adds to our offense if we have multiple playmakers on the field. And Destyn, he's a great factor in our offense.
Now, the difference between Samanza and Chris Gremion, 2 different guys.
Right.
You're catching passes from both.
Right.
What's the difference between those 2 guys? You see one? Or?
I can't really say a difference, but I see similarities. They're both great leaders.
Mm-hmm.
They both know how to get the ball to the receiver. They're both able to get out the pocket and pass the ball efficiently. I love those guys.
What do you feel like are your strengths?
I feel like my strengths like running the sideline to sideline, making plays, my speed for sure, my athleticism, and all this type of stuff, and just like I said, be able to run sideline to sideline and make plays.
What areas would you like to fine tune this year?
I kind of overheard what Anthony said, every area got a area to fix. Like everything has something to fix. Like no one's perfect at all, and so like you just gotta watch film, see what I gotta fix and go fix it.
Difference in the defense from 2025 to 2026?
It's really not different, but I feel like we got more playmakers on the back end, and we got people we got young guys on the D line. We got older guys in the box like myself, Makai Williams, Dixon Agu, even Dalton. He transferred in from South Al. He got experience. He older guy, and I just feel like we got experience all around the field.
You flashed some of those running back skills and an interception against North Texas. Take us back there, man.
Man, I seen the ball pop up, caught it. I see just green, just took off.
You ever think, what if, I know Coach was talking about you as a running back. Man, you ever think, give me a shot once in a while?
Hey, they talk about it just here once in a while, but I don't think my coach gonna allow that, though.
10 tackles against Army, 9 against Charlotte. What do you remember either one of those games?
I remember, Sam Howard going down early in the season, and I had to step up, especially the Army game. Makai had to step up also, and I had to take a bigger role and just do my job, and God just blessed me with 10 tackles that game and 9 tackles Charlotte game.
I asked Anthony, what's your best sports moment? 6 touchdowns, 5 home runs, 50 points. What was it, man?
It was my junior year. I scored 4 touchdowns in high school.
How many yards?
I don't remember how many yards.
What it like the game-changing kind of deal?
It was kind of blowout.
Oh. I don't want to take away from that.
So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Is there an advantage to having Taylor as your coach last year and now the defensive coordinator this year? Is there an advantage for you?
I mean, I wouldn't say advantage, but like he most definitely gonna make calls to put linebackers in play. But like he just not us at all. But like he also gonna make calls to put everybody in play. D line, corners, safeties. If they blitzing, everyone gonna have a good call to be able to make a play.
Will Hall, even though people look at him as an offensive mind, truth be told, he hangs the Tulane hat on the defense.
Yes.
Dude, he brags about the defense, and you think, offensive guy, come on, you're going to talk about,
Right.
He talks about you guys all the time. That's an added pressure, or is that like a feel-good kind of thing?
No, Coach, you see him every time before practice start. Every time he right there with defense.
Yeah.
He right there every time. Every day, every time we practice, any walkthrough, non-practice days, he's out there with defense, watching what we're doing and coaching us, and make sure he always preach our leverage. Every day he preach leverage, so he always out there make sure we got good leverage and stuff like that.
My speed, my physicality. I feel like I'm a bigger receiver, longer receiver, so I try to use that to my advantage.
Areas you want to fine tune?
Top of the route, making sure I explode, race back to the ball, make sure I attack the ball aggressively, and come down with the ball.
Florida State, LSU. What did that journey teach you getting here?
Really, you gotta, everywhere you go, you really gotta compete. You gotta compete everywhere you go. So that's everything is just the next step, really. The next step to developing yourself on the field, off the field, in the classroom. It mature you, moving from place to place, playing with different people, learning different playbooks. So I just take it on the chin and continue to work.
The offenses that you played at previously, how does this fit you? This offense here maybe fits you a little bit better.
The playbook is a whole lot easier to understand. We spread the ball out way more than my previous schools. I don't want to disrespect anybody, offense or nothing, but I feel like this place really get the ball around quicker. It's a lot of plays, but like I said, it's easier to remember.
Bryce has turned out some wide receivers, going back to Speedy, going back to Racy. I go back with all of them. Why so many wide receivers come out of there?
It's the best program for developing, on the field, off the field, instill toughness, everything you would want in your receiver, football player. Period. That's where you go.
Every year I do a story on the number of guys who played high school football in the metro area, going West Bank, North Shore, everything else. 38 to 42 every year. Why does this area turn out so many NFL prospects?
Really, I feel like what people go through off the field give us a more of a drive here. I don't know about everywhere else, but like it's kind of growing up in like the city part. It's kind of rugged, so like you got a lot to play for. I'm saying you ain't just playing for yourself, and I feel like that's what motivates us to go hard every day.
Now, coaching has a lot to do with that. You coach under Bryce, but you played in the Catholic League, and some of the teams you play against. How does that bring out the best in you week in, week out?
Like when you go to car, you getting the best from every team because you at in the car, right? So you got to prepare throughout the week to get somebody best when it's that time. So no matter who it is, it's really you versus you.
Is there a model player that you kind of watched as a young guy? I want to be like that wide receiver.
Shoot, all the greats. Specifically, I would say like Odell Beckham coming up in my time. He was like the highlighted wide receiver at the time, and he perfected his craft. At that time, Odell was at the top of the list, and it was real smooth and fun to watch.
Guys who were telling me who were here last year said the pace of this offense has really, really increased. What do Tulane fans, what can they look forward to in 2026?
Fast football, explosive plays, physical. As you see at practice today, we was real physical. You take a hit, you get back up, and you deliver a hit.
Talk about the wide receiver core. It's a little different than what you saw before, but I mean, talked to Anthony a little while ago. AB, what a difference in a contrast, and it seems like everybody's a playmaker in this offense.
Right. Like you said, when you say talk about it from being at a different school than here, this SEC wide receivers too. AB came from Kentucky, I came from LSU. We still got the same type of prospects here than at them schools. That's just ready to make plays. Honestly.
You're a month in now, about a month in now in spring practice here at Tulane. What is your perspective that you've seen from this Tulane team? Just overall, you just sit back and you look back, and what do you see as a person who steps in a month ago and now you're a month in? What are you feeling?
I sit back and say, these dudes work. These dudes work. The dudes get to it. They smart because, like I said, it ain't too many times people really like messing up on plays, having MAs, and these dudes work. They dedicated. I done came before we were practicing on Saturdays. I done came in, and majority of the team showing up on the weekends when it's not mandatory. They invested. That's what I say.
Difference between Caden Samanza and Zion Chris Gramion, two guys who are competing for the starting quarterback role. I'm not asking you to predict who's going to make it or anything like that. Do you see a difference between those two guys?
Nah, not really. Because like I said last interview, it's just my job to catch the ball. So I don't really, I honestly don't even pay attention to what quarterback's in. I just when the ball up, that's all I see.
Yeah.
So I don't really notice who in the game until I watch film. Like, oh, that's what quarterback threw that ball.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I go to the quarterback like, you ain't see me on this, and the he like that wasn't even me on that play. So I really don't know who be in the game. Honestly.
We hope you've enjoyed this special spring football edition of the Green Wave Report from On SI Tulane. Monday, our regular edition of the Green Wave Report. We'll be talking baseball along with others. We hope you'll join us 4 p.m. In the meantime, please subscribe and comment as much as you want. I'm Doug Joubert. We hope to see you Monday at 4.